Hello Commanders, welcome back to the command table. I am Mathermar and we're continuing with our journey walkthrough. We are now on the Uncharted Jungle, the last 5 battles, which are on map 3, that's 176 through 180. Before we get started, however, if you would please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any comments or if you have any questions that you might be struggling with for how to beat this, please feel free to leave those below. So we'll go ahead and jump right in. Battle 176. There we go. Alright, now again, we're foregoing using our usual bomb trick just to show you other strategies. You could totally just put a bomb right in the middle here, and the two Untamed Beasts will both run at that bomb, and if you put it in the right spot, they'll both blow up with one bomb. So that would be a fantastic 1 to 6 trade. We're going to go ahead and try something different just to spice it up. We've put in our 2 assassins to take out the Ember Fiends, and then they'll work their way to the middle to kill that Soul Pylon. Everything else should run forward and hit those Thorn Guards. At least one Thorn Guard is going to survive because I've got the Valkyrie there. And the Crystal Spires and Archers are going to provide some sustained DPS to take all of that down. So let's go ahead and let it play through. Okay, assassins take out... Oh yes, the Untamed Beast. They ran back and killed their own stuff. So if they hadn't, though, the assassins would have taken care of a lot of it. And now it's just a matter of letting the Untamed Beasts kill themselves by thrashing against my Thorn Guards. And again, we had that one Thorn Guard at full health right there at the end. That Valkyrie doing a fantastic job keeping it alive. So let's go to 177. Okay, here we've got 2 sets of assassins that are going to pop over to the back, and I've got my Thorn Guards waiting there to meet them. Now, a little trick that I've done just to make sure that my drummer doesn't get hit by the assassins, because if it gets really close in the middle there, they might path in a weird way and wrap around possibly and kill the drummer. So we don't want that to happen, so I've tagged them onto these archers, but the radius of the drummer's protection still encompasses the Thorn Guards. Then you have the Risen Warriors. So once the assassins die, the Thorn Guards will move forward, and the Risen Warriors will be right about where the Thorn Guards are at that point. These Thorn Guards are going to march forward and run into the Plague Bearers. Now, you'll probably get after me for this, so I'm going to mention it now. Yes, I do have 2 conflicting debuffs. I've got the Plague and I've got Burn. But what you'll notice is that the Plague Bearers move forward and attack things on the front line, whereas the Ember Fiend is facing backwards and is shooting things behind it. So there really is no conflict there. There's no overwriting of debuffs, no conflicting debuffs there. And even then, it's not that big of a deal in this situation, even if they were overwriting each other's debuffs. So we've got just a bunch of melee units. They're all going to get worn down. I've just got a good solid protection right here in the middle to fend from both attacks in the front and the rear, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so there goes the assassins. They hit the Thorn Guards. The drummer keeps everything from taking very much damage. The Risen Warriors get burned down pretty quickly. I thought that the Thorn Guards would end up getting a little bit further along, but they didn't. It didn't matter very much. And that whole front line was held just fine by the Plague Bearers. They really take the steam out of Thorn Guards. So let's move on to our next one. Alright, we've got an Untamed Beast, we've got 3 Earth Elementals, a Mind Corruptor, and 3 sets of Dire Wolves. So Mind Corruptor is my first priority. I've got these assassins to take it out first thing. Just delete that from our calculus here. This bomb I have situated to run towards the bottom of this Earth Elemental so that it'll also hopefully catch 2, if not more, of these Dire Wolves, which are in Saber-Tooth Cat skin. And I tried to do the same with this one down here. I tried to run it up just a little bit to where the cats, or Dire Wolves as they are, will also hit that bomb as well. The Draining Spirit, totally not necessary, but I threw it on there just in case any of these other wolves end up in the middle of that. They'll beat themselves to death against the Thorn Guards, at least one of which will be alive, kept alive by the Valkyrie. The 2 Crystal Spires will help to clear out the Earth Elemental pop-outs, and this bomb back here is meant to run all the way back and hit that Earth Elemental, and I had to put it way back here because everything else needs to clear out of the way in order to give it a path. So that's why I did that. So there goes all of the dire wolves. Every single one of them got taken out by those bombs. So again, we only really need the 1 Thorn Guard to survive. We don't need much more than that. It's just a matter of grinding through. They do push back and take out a Crystal Spire, but even if both Crystal Spires died, the Draining Spirit and the Thorn Guard would be enough to clean up the rest of it. Okay, so that covered 178. Now we're moving on to 179. Alright, we've got our Death Knight back, and we've got 1, 2 Arcane Archers, 3 sets of Risen Warriors, a set of Assassins, and 3 sets of Wraiths. So the Wraiths are immune to Force, Stun, Freeze, and something else. Actually, we should be able to... Oh, we can't check because we're not in the game. But they're immune to a bunch of stuff. So we're going to resolve them by having these Plague Bearers that they're going to run into, and the moment that they attack, they will reveal themselves, which will allow the Crystal Spires to shoot at them. Most of them are going to be dead, though, from these 2 groups, because this one is going to run right in between, and they're all going to converge on that bomb as it blows up the Death Knight. I've got my 2 sets of Risen Warriors, and they're slightly ahead of where the Arcane Archers are, because the Arcane Archers are going to have to run forward, and then the Risen Warriors should spawn right behind them and kill them from behind. The Assassins I've countered with the Thorn Guards, so their first hit should reveal them, at which point everything will nuke them from here. And then their Risen Warriors should be met by the Plague Bearers in this vicinity, and should hold everything while the Crystal Spires nuke them. And if all of my stuff dies, once everything converges on the Crystal Spires, they'll hit that freeze trap and become easy pickings. So here goes. Okay, Death Knight going down. Their Assassins hit my Thorn Guards. Here go the Wraiths. They've revealed themselves, and now my Crystal Spires are nuking everything. And the Arcane Archers killed from behind by my Risen Warriors. Turns out I don't need the freeze trap, but it was there just in case. You may just decide to switch that out for some more melee units or another bomb, whatever you want to use. It all works. Okay, so that was 179. Let's move on to battle 180. Alright, we have a boss. So this is Jormag, and we've discovered from previous encounters with these Jormag clones that they start with a shield. So, I mean, I could have popped my 2 Assassins back there and they could have burned him down pretty quickly if it was a different boss, but since he's got the shield, it's just not worth it. So I've decided that I was going to do Paladin instead. So I've got my Drummer Paladin combo, and that's going to help to keep all of my dogs alive. The Drummer will help the Wraiths, but the Paladin will not heal them because they are Chaos units. And the Hammer Throwers, I've determined, are probably not the best choice after watching the replay on this. The Archers are a pretty solid choice, but there's really not that great of a choice because the Ember Fiend won't do much to these Earth Elementals. So, yeah, you choose what you want to do. This obviously worked out just fine, but I would probably switch out the Hammer Throwers for something else. Maybe some more melee units, possibly... I don't know, if you have more dogs, maybe use more dogs. You just don't want to trip either of those freezing traps and end up having to mess with that. Because if you have shield bearers or anything like that, they'll get frozen. Even plague bearers will also get frozen. So there you go. That's 176 through 180. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like and subscribe. Also, check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, raid strats, and coming soon, we will have merchandise and comics. See you soon.